Welcome on back, everybody. Wild Willy here. I think this is episode 11 of our Get OP and early DLC walkthrough. We are in this secluded cell inside of Stormvale Castle. Godric the Grafted is right through there, but we have a little bit of backtracking to do before we take him on. There's a golden seed we want to grab down there, and we want to talk to Nefeli, an NPC, and have her join us at least for the first fight. So that we can get the arsenal charm from her when we head back to the round table. Now that we have our second talisman pouch. First thing we need to do is go and take care of this troll. So any troll or golem that you're going to fight, 2 charged heavies, it's going to stagger them, and then you can hit them in whatever their critical point is. For golems, it's their chest. For trolls, it's their head, and that should pretty much kill them. There are 2 just like soldiers down there as well, but you know, hopefully they will just get caught up in the crossfire. We can also go ahead and summon up our imps here. We're gonna drink from our flask because we're gonna reset all this afterwards anyway. We're gonna reallocate our flasks later in a bit, but let's just run up and hold down right trigger, hold down right trigger again, and that should stagger. So he falls down. He's already dead, and just swinging through the rest of these guys, and they're gone. Okay, and that spawned out our imps. We'll go ahead and heal up just to be safe. Gonna go grab our golden seed. Trina's lily. And this is the backside, like, can't really see it from here, but down there, like right, let me see if I can position the tip of the Bloodhound's fang. Right kind of down there is where we ran through the courtyard to get the site of grace and take the elevator, and kind of up and around to get to here. That we had kept running up the stairs to the right, this is where we would have ended up. You have to fight through some birds, and everybody knows, those of you that know, the birds are no fun.
To a higher place. Well, tarnished, I am Nefeli. I'm hereby decree how Otis grafting is tainted the very wind.
We're gonna talk to her again.
To try ask you, the winds run far. I'm certain father would. Apollo's fellow town down whatever road. Apollo's fellow down.
All right, now once her dialogue repeats, she asks you to call on her. Now she's going to be available as a summons in our next fight. So we have a +6 Bloodhound's Fang. We have the Great Turtle Shell Shield. I think we are, what's it called? The Noble Traveler's Garb. We're not really wearing any armor. We have 18 poise. Again, like we've talked about it in earlier episodes, you can go to the round table for like 10,000, 12,000 runes. 2 trips through the ball farm at Lennish Rise. You can get the night set. That'll give you 52 poise and some good physical damage negation. You can go to the one merchant in Caelid, up over here, the isolated merchant, and get the Land of Reed set. That's the starting set for the samurai class, and that's another good choice. It's only 4,500, so 2 trips through the ball farm if you don't have it, and you know, that'll kind of set you up a little better. And you know, we're gonna grab another set when we go through through Ray of Lucaria. We're gonna get the, what is that called? The Carrion Knight set. We can grab that soon as well. So if you feel like you want to be more armored up before you fight Godric the Grafted, go ahead. So next we're gonna go over, I'm gonna rest and reset all my flasks and stuff. We're gonna reallocate. One other thing we got to do, we don't have a seal. So let's go ahead and grab a seal real quick. We're going to kill a mariner. There are 2 ways that you can do this. Let's reallocate our flasks right now. So right now we have only one blue flask. We want to I think we can just switch one of them over. That will allow us to buff up. And then summon our Dang Dimps. We won't be able to use our weapon art at all, but again, this is just basic. We're going to be kind of spamming our ones as we go through, or maybe heavy attack or charge heavy attack, but not using the weapon art. So let's leave it like this for now. So we're going to go kill the first Mariner. I've said these guys are weak to Holy. And to demonstrate that, we're going to head back over here to Summon Water Village. We're going to switch back to the Morning Star. Make it Holy. We're going to put Sacred Blade on it. We're going to summon our imps, and we're going to go beat this guy up. So, Ashes of War. We've got to go into our chest. Pull this out. We're going to do Sacred Blade. Make it Holy. Get rid of the Frost. Let's sort our chest a little bit. Get rid of some of these extra weapons. So we want a dagger with Quick Step. Twin Knight Sword. The Twin Blade. I love this thing. We're going to keep that around. We don't have the stats for that. We're not using that. The Lance we're going to need. We don't need it until you go fight Riker. So you can pull it out of your chest later on. So this is, you know, just what we're going to rock with right now. So let's switch out our weapon. And you can fight him with a Bloodhound's Fang. You won't do the holy damage, but we want to two-hand our weapon, because otherwise we're going to get the Shield Ash of War. So there he is in the distance. He's going to probably teleport back over here when we go over after him. We're going to drink our flask. We are going to mount on Torrent. I'm going to lock in on him. I got to hop over these guys first. So he's probably going to teleport over to the left. We did this earlier. We're going to try and ride up on him and spook him and get him to move. And he should go right over there. There's a chance he might head back over that way. And he did. Where are my imps? Alright, so we're going to go over here. He's summoning up undead. I'm going to lock on him. I'm going to use my Ash of War. You see at +8, it's still doing a lot of damage. And we're just wailing on him. I'm just R1 spamming. And he's already dead. And I got to pause. I get these stupid, like, messages from my work. And they're, like, 24/7 because I'm a nurse and, like, I do kind of home health stuff. And yeah, it's like 24/7, and they just, for whatever reason, whenever I'm playing a video game, it like crashes my game for a minute, which is super annoying, and I haven't figured out how to do it. So anyway, we killed him. We got our death root. We're going to swing on over here, and we are going to see our boy, the Bestial Devout, in the Bestial Sanctum. We're going to give him the death root, and he is going to give us the claw mark seal so that we can cast incantations. Hand over death root.
I smell feeding me. Tarnished, I shall grant feed.
So there's our claw mark seal, and he gives us the beast eye. Now whenever we go into a dungeon or we're near a boss, or you know, enemy that drops a death root, the beast eye will quiver, so we'll know. Okay, so now we can switch back over to our Bloodhound's Fang, and let's see if we can equip our seal. We can. We're still medium load. For your newbies, we can be light, medium, or heavy load, or we can be overloaded. Heavy load and overloaded just means you roll very slow. We call it fat rolling. Reduces the iframes. You don't roll as far, so you're much more likely to get a hit. So you want to try to keep things at a medium load, which is why I was talking about the arsenal charms. So let's head on back over here to the secluded cell, and now we can go through our whole buffing routine before we fight the boss. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'll show you what it looks like, and then we're going to do it for the boss. So we are going to switch to our dagger. The first thing we would do is drink our flask. Okay? And then we are going to left trigger our dagger to do Golden Bow. Then we're going to swap out to our Bloodhound's Fang, and we're going to left trigger. That's the weapon thing again, so we're going to left bumper this time to coat it with Blood Flame Blade. Then we are going to drink our flask, and then we are going to switch to our shield. We are going to two-hand our weapon, and then when we walk through the door, we are going to skip the cutscene. We're going to summon our Fanged Imps, and then we are going to refill our blue blast. And I'm going to go ahead and just switch it over. We were talking about it earlier. I'm just going to give us one more. We don't have that. We want to allocate, and we're just going to give it one more blue flask. So if you guys want to do the Ash of War on the weapon, that is, you do left bumper, right bumper, and you do a follow-up. So left bumper back and immediately into right bumper, and you'll leap forward and do that, and that's the Bloodhound step. Okay? So rest and reset everything. Again, switch to our dagger, switch to our seal. We can also cast Flame Grant Me Strength. No, we don't. We don't have the 15 Faith. So we just got to stick to the Golden Vow and Blood Flame Blade and go from there. So first thing we want to do is come out here, and this is Nefeli. We want to summon her. We want to wait for her to pop up. It'll take a minute. There she's. Come on. All right, so she's chiming in. Drink. Let's do our dagger. Let's switch to our Blood Flame Blade. Put that on. Get our shield out. Two-hand our weapon. Refill our flask. Go through the fog gate. Skip the cutscene. We're going to summon in our Fanged Imps immediately. Going to take him a second to get over here, so you should have time to get this off. Then we're going to switch to our healing flask, and then we're going to kind of head off to the side, lock in on him. The Fanged Imps are going to draw aggro. He's going to come for us. The important thing I want to mention now, we're just going to start wailing on him. Halfway through, he's going to phase shift. Whoop, we need to heal. Halfway through, he's going to phase shift, and he's, cutscene. He's going to cut off his arm and graft the dragon head to it. All right, so now we just can wail on him a little bit here. Watch our stamina. All right, so now the cutscene's coming through. We'll let this play out. So the important thing to remember is as soon as the cutscene is over, we would just want to run straight for him. He's going to start shooting fire, and if you're just running right at him, you should be able to run right under him and just start spamming attacks while he's stuck in that fire animation. So he's missing an arm, and he's Godric the Grafted, so now he's going to just graft the dragon head onto his arm. And this is what Rodrika was afraid of, like all of her friends came here and were getting grafted into this dude or grafted scions. It's gonna wake up and then the cutscene's gonna be over, so I'm just gonna end it, and we're gonna run right at him. Run. Our buff ran out, it doesn't matter, just start wailing on him. And we got a poise break, and he's dead. And did everybody make it? Yep, Nefeli's half health. Our imps, I don't know if they both survived, but he is down. So that gets us our first great rune. Come on, finish up. And the remembrance. And then here's our grace. Nefeli's gonna phase out. We're gonna rest at the grace. Gonna level up. So what do we got? We can get 2 levels. Let's just keep pushing up our vigor. We'll get 2 levels of vigor and we're done. So next we want to go back to the first step. and see if Var is still there, because we're going to be starting Var's quest line so we can get the Mogwin's Palace to the bird farm. And he's still there. He's going to say...
Well, you best, I congratulate now for an audience.
So now we get to go to the round table and meet with the two fingers. So let's go there. Marked him on our map. That was our first time talking to him. I ignored him when we first came out. So now this doorway's open. And these are the two fingers. Go get an emote. Rapture. Talk to her. He's going to give us some lore. Talk about great runes. You can use Godric's remembrance to get his axe or the little dragon fist. We get an itty bitty teeny weeny dragon fist, not a big one. So this is the remembrance. And just show this real quick. Retrieve power from remembrance. So we can gobble that up for runes. You can get the axe and you can get the crafted dragon, just a fist weapon. It can, you know, like, I think it does like a buff. We don't even have the stats for it for either of these, so we're not too worried about it. I'm not going to use the runes, keep everything even and level. I'm going to rest here, reset everything, pass time, make it morning. Okay, and we can talk to Gideon finally.
Very well. It is.
Everybody's least favorite tarnished.
There's nothing.
All right, once he says there's nothing to fear, you can be at ease. We can run past him. Now his office is open. We can talk to Yencha. He's just going to give us a emote. And now Nefeli, the next time we come here, she should be standing right here, and she will give us the arsenal charm for our second talisman slot. But now what we want to do is go back to the first step and talk to Vare, and we can start his quest line. You can see his icon is gone. He's already moved on. He's moved on to the Rose Church up in Liurnia. So he's gone. Run over here, read the message. Liurnia, Gate Town, Rose Church. Okay, thank you. And we get the Bravo emoji. And we're hopping up over here. And this is why we grabbed this seemingly random site of grace in the middle of nowhere. Like I talked about, he's going to be right there. That's where we got Bloodhound Flame from earlier. And you can see the mark. We're just kind of can't never really see it too well through the trees, but you have your compass. Basically kind of just a little bit off of west. Little northwest. Alright, so let's talk to him.
Had your what?
And you're gonna say they didn't seem right.
My doubts, the words of the truly, I believe.
And he's going to give us a PvP item.
Oh,
The Festering Bloody Finger. If you are online, you can do online invasions. You have to do 3 of them. It doesn't matter you win or lose. If you are offline, like I am, you're going to do the following. You have to fight Magnus. He's kind of a pre-programmed invasion. And if you beat him, you're done. If you lose to him 3 times, you're also done. So we are headed up here. We're headed towards the Rydbrook Ruins, which we visited earlier. We're going to go to the Bridge of Inequity, and we're going to head on out. When we get there, there are going to be some bleed dogs we need to kill, so we don't have to fight them. And Magnus, he has the Great Stars. He's going to do like bestial sorceries. He's going to do rock sling at us. We're going to try and do the Ash of War on Bloodhound's Fang and just kind of keep him at a distance. It's 50-50, like whether you can beat him or not, at least for me. So I like to hop up the back here, because this brings us back up behind the dogs and I can take them out in order. So we're gonna pass by those guys. And then let's see, there's one dog just sitting out there and there's another one through the trees. Let's try to take him out. First, did we aggro the other one? No, we did not. Kind of helpful if they come up on the right side of you so I don't have to try to fight them left-handed. All right, so we got that one. There's going to be a couple more down there. There's one right in front of us. Got him. There's going to be one down there and a couple more over there. So there comes the next one. Got him. Brock the bleed on the bleed dog. There's one right over there. One shot him. And there's just... Alright, so let's ride away from him for a little bit. We'll turn around to get lined back up. Alright, so he's dead, and there might be one more. Or did he come out? He's over there now, he's behind us. So you can swing both ways, like left hand, right hand with Torrent. I was being lazy and beginner friendly, so left bumper is your heavy, left trigger is your heavy, left bumper is your light attack. Same thing on the right hand side. That's a little bit of an odd one. I can never line it up. So anyway, we're here. So this is the way you want to be oriented. You want to be south, looking up there at that structure. What is that? What are we looking at? We're looking over there at the Hero's Tomb. So you want to be pointed south because he's going to spawn in right above the hill there. So we are going to drink our flask. We are going to Blood Flame Blade. We are going to two-hand. We got a slug coming. Great. Okay. And then we are going to examine and we are going to summon. And you should come down the hill. I don't think the slug will still be there. If it is, yippee for us. Okay, so here he comes. I don't see the slug. Let's lock on and Ash of War and trigger to go forward. Oh, and he's just gonna kill me. Okay, so that's one try. And like I said, you know, I do my best to try and beat him. If I don't beat him now, I'm definitely gonna come back and beat his ass later. Pick up any runes that you lost. That's nice. So we are out of... Our Wondrous Physic is gone. So we drank that. It's already gone. So we can Blood Flame Blade again. We'll put on the shield. And we'll try again. Lock on, Ash of War, Ash of War again. All right, now I can just try to... There's a bleed. And there, down he goes. So we just kind of bullied him. Bloodhound's Fang, it is a great curved sword. It has a little bit of weight behind it. And we're going to get warped back to our world. And we're going to go see Bari again. Got the Great Stars and a Smithing Stone 6. So let's warp back. Down here. Fallen Ruins of the Lake again. Head back for the church. Our mark is gone. So again, you pretty much just want to head due west. You see the minor tree off in the distance. You can just see the fire of the church there for a second. And that's going to take us straight up on the church. And talk to him again.
Oh, Lamb, I'm glad that you have a... I wish to a night luminary. So,
Anoint me.
yeah, now,
So we are going to take the lazy way out.
for your final... Normally this... But... The cloth, the blood of...
So we have to soak the cloth in a maiden's blood. And there are a couple of different options here. There are actually 3. If you get an imbued sword key, back where we started, we ran out of the underground area, and then we jumped off the cliff to avoid the grafted scion. That's over here. And you can fight the grafted scion, and then there's a maiden back up in here where we very first started. We took something off of her at the very beginning of the game. The other option is that you can come up here from the grand lift, you circle around, you have to come up past, basically, the Eye of Mordor is in this tower, a frenzy spell. You have to come up and around here and run up into this church, and there's a maiden there, and there's also another sacred tier, so we'll get that later on. So we can have max out on sacred tiers, but there's also an invader. So basically what you do is you have to kill the eye, because otherwise it'll proc frenzy on you and you're not going to be able to survive this part, because wherever you're in line of sight, and you're in line of sight over here, it'll get you. So once you kill that, you can get a sight of grace like right by there. You run through the little village and up the hill, and then you get kicked off torrent, and then you just run for the entrance of the church. You run it and you grab the grace. And if you have enough time, you run around the back and you can hop off the cliff and cheese the invader, or you can fight him. It's Vike, he can do madness on you. But either way, like if he kills you or whatever, you already touched the site of grace. That's where it's going to respawn. You can pick up your runes, and then you can soak your cloth in the blood of that maiden. But the easiest way is back over here by the Bridge of Sacrifice. There's that NPC, the very first episode of the game, where I said don't interact with her, and normally I don't murder NPCs, but this is the quick and easy route. We're gonna just go ahead and murder this one, and we can get her stuff. So I'm gonna try and make this quick. I'm gonna buff all the way up, and she'll proc a shield, try and stop you, and I can't even hit her. So that's kind of endure. I forget which Ash of War it is. It just knocks you back. So now we got that, and we got her letter. We could continue her quest line for her dad. We are in combat with something. Not registering that she's dead. So just come back over here to the grace and rest. And now we are going back to Vare one more time. So we're gonna ride west again. We're gonna just see him, where there's gonna be a cutscene where he cuts off your finger. He's gonna give us the Pure Blood Knight's medal, I think. And then I think that's where we're gonna wrap up the next episode. Starting out, we will be visiting Mogwin's Palace and grabbing a few things down there. But let's just finish this up. We can get it all done in this episode.
You've completed, and with this, a night. Now, this...
Off her finger. Can't skip this, so we just gotta wait through it.
Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something.
But bro, we're special. Our finger's gonna grow right back.
Never forget, for it is what you have
He's kind of a weirdo. We're gonna talk to him again. There's the Pure Blood Knight's medal.
With the power I've got, but you mustn't. The meeting must luminary.
And he says, don't do that, don't, and then we're gonna immediately do it. So let's go ahead and wrap up here. We're right at 30 minutes. The next episode, we're gonna go to Mogwin's Palace.